If you've ever wondered how an advisor can help bring clarity to your retirement picture, today what I want to do is take you behind the scenes and show you a demo of my planning software. Stay tuned until the end of the video because there's a special offer. With Scipio Financial, the first thing that happens is they will receive an invitation to my planning software. And within the planning software, they can then input their goals as well as their retirement assets, etc. And so follow me right now while I walk you through a demo of the planning software. So we log into RightCapital and we come in here to the profile. Within the profile, you see these 6 tabs here: net worth, goals, income, savings, expenses, and family. As we walk through this example here, what we'll see is that this person has a net worth of about $1.8 million. They have some money and some cash in the bank, have some credit card debt. They also have some investments. And here you can see the different types of accounts that they have: brokerage account, annuities, as well as 401k balances, etc. They also have a balance left on their home of about $125,000. Their home is valued at about $600,000. They also have some insurance, some whole life insurance. They also have some group life insurance as well on both the husband and the wife. Now let's go to their goals. Within the goals section here, you can see that they have retirement goals to be able to retire at age 65. And you can drill down on each one of these cards here if you want more detail. And you can see that we have Charleston, he's the husband, and we got Somerville here is the wife. And in retirement, we're going to estimate that they have healthcare costs of about $6,000 a piece. We're also going to assume that they have long-term care costs as well. Long-term care costs is going to be based on the average in-home national average for long-term care. We go on to their retirement expenses. They say that they want to be able to spend about $8,000 a month in retirement. Now, we could go 2 ways about this. You can just look at this simple approach and just take on what they say as far as $8,000 of monthly expenses, or you can get very detailed and you can actually complete this worksheet to show exactly what the expenses will be in retirement. They also have a legacy goal that they like to leave some money behind to their heirs, whether that be to their children or to their grandchildren. That legacy is about $1 million legacy goal that they have for themselves. Got to also account for home improvements. If you're living in a 30-year-old home that's paid for, obviously now you got 30-year-old expenses. So your expenses will there will likely be some expenses that you have to incur, whether that be a new roof, new windows, whatever the case may be. They also want to plan to send their children to college. In this example, we got Kelly here. They got an annual expense of $41,730 set aside for that goal. They also want to send Kelly off to grad school. That's going to be $48,000 per year. And again, these are all the tabs that the client will input as they are inputting their data into the planning software. We can come in here and we can see that Charleston's salary is $150,000 a year from his respective salary or job. We have some side income that Charleston earns as well, which is about $40,000 per year. Somerville, his wife, she has a $70,000 annual salary on an annual basis. Also going to assume that they're going to get some level of Social Security that's going to kick in for Charleston at age 62. He's going to decide to take it early. Then we have Somerville. She's actually going to opt to take it early as well. You can toggle this as much as possible. You could say that maybe Charleston has a higher benefit than Somerville, so maybe she wants to delay taking hers until age 65. That way leaving more benefit for her on the back end. Going into savings. So right now we're looking at a snapshot of what they currently have in savings. Right now they have a brokerage account, or Charleston has a brokerage account in his name with about $12,000 in it. Charleston has a 401k, which he's contributing 8% of his salary on an annual basis. You can also opt to say an annual dollar amount or a fixed amount, just based on how your company handles your allocations. Somerville as well, she also has a 401k account that she contributes 5% of her income to it. Then they also have a 529 plan that they set aside money for Kelly's college expenses. Now we look at the current living expenses within the household. The software is very smart and intuitive, so it automatically, in this living expenses, it automatically puts in like whether or not a person has credit card debts that they're paying, etc. All of that is kind of baked in, so you don't have to duplicate that within the system here, because the system already captures that information. So they currently have $5,000 of pre-retirement expenses, so monthly expenses right now that they incur. Again, here you can do a detailed worksheet as well and actually put in the detailed information or the detailed expenses per whatever your household situation is. Then the individual will come in and actually put in their family information. This is where it will ask you your full name and birthday, etc. And you do that for both the primary client as well as the co-client. Then you can enter your children's information if you decide to. Last but not least is one of the points that I like, or one of the aspects of the software that I enjoy the most, and that's this blueprint. The blueprint is very unique in my experience of dealing with planning software, because most people have never seen a clean visual of their financial picture on a screen to help them identify, okay, here are the things that I'm contributing, this is what my wife is contributing, and here are the things that we jointly hold. However, here in RightCapital, what you can see is you see the overall net worth, and then you see this nice clean visual of this couple's financial picture. You got Charleston and his investment accounts, his 401k. Same thing for Somerville over here. She has her 401k listed as well as her IRA and the 529 plan that she has set up for Kelly. These are the things that they hold jointly. And what I like about this view is you can actually drill down on each one of these and just see the details behind it, whether it be the holdings that they have within these respective accounts, or if you wanted to see the detail on the mortgage, for example. They're paying about 4% interest on the mortgage. Originally got the loan back in 1998, and they only have an outstanding balance of $125,000 left on their home. And you can see the monthly payment, and you can see the minimum payment that they can elect to make as well. Now what we want to do is just take a look at how the software can help take a look at the investments of a given individual. So within the software here, what we can do is we can look at what they're currently doing. So they have a current portfolio of about 79% allocated to stocks and 21% dedicated to bonds or safer type of assets. We can come over here and we can, based on their risk tolerance, we can decide, okay, how do we want this money to be invested, or how does the clients want their money to be invested? And so if we will go over here and click on a growth portfolio, we can see that, okay, we can adjust this given what the client's risk tolerance is. So we can actually allocate a 70-30 mix to their investment allocation. If you want to get a little bit more detailed and kind of prepare or see how your portfolio stacks up to a portfolio that kind of mirrors the S&P 500 by sector, you can see here that, okay, if we opted for the proposed portfolio here, we would have a higher allocation to financials than what the market would suggest. Better yet, here you can see that this portfolio would be right in line with how much exposure to the technology sector this person actually wanted or had in their portfolio. Same with healthcare. Last, here we can go on to the retirement analysis section. This is probably one of the most powerful sections within RightCapital, because within this module, what you can see is we can run different statistical Monte Carlo analysis that says what's the likelihood that this person is on track for retirement. And you can see coming in here by making these adjustments here. So this is the current plan. This would be the proposed plan. We could come in here and we can make modifications to their monthly expenses, and we can see how that will change the outcomes of their given situation. So for example, if we increase this monthly retirement expense to say $10,000, right, and we hit refresh here, we can see that brings the probability of success down quite a bit to 92% instead of 100%. These are still very good probabilities of success. However, the higher the better in most cases. Cash flows. Cash flows is another great place to spend a lot of time. I spend a lot of time here in the cash flow section because this is a very clean picture. And what you would do is you would kind of read this from left to right here to say, where's the income going to come from in each year of retirement? And the cool thing about this is you can drill down to on each header rather. You can drill down on each header to see exactly where this money is coming from. So you can see a salary here for both of them of $220,000. If we click on this header, we can see that $150,000 comes from Charleston, and then the other $70,000 comes from Somerville's salary. And you can see that these incomes are growing every year. That's because they're indexed for inflation. But if we just read this from left to right, we can see that here something is happening here in year 2029, and we can see that it's a planned distribution. And what's going to happen, that's Kelly going to college here. And you can see Kelly having this money distributed from the 529 plan that they set up for her over the next 5 years here. If we go back, we can see the expenses, and we can drill down on each layer of the expenses if we desire. So we can see what the living expenses look like in a given year. And we can also see what the healthcare expenses look like in a given year. And you can see that healthcare expenses start to pick up around age 65, and by age 67 and age 65, both of them start to incur some health insurance costs. So what we want to do is, one of the aspects that we can see here is we can start seeing where the income comes from in retirement. So if we click on the Social Security icon here, or header here within the cash flows or income flows, we can see that Charleston's retirement starts at age 62 at $28,000. And then if we scroll down a few more years later, we can see that Somerville's benefits start to come in as well at $29,900 on an annual basis, and $45,420 for Charleston in retirement. So with that being said, this was just a quick demo just to give you a preview of what the planning software looks like. If you'd like to have access to my planning software, comment plan below or email me at admin@scipiofinancial.com.